Tyus, I know this is not the way you wanted the season to end. So, what's your biggest takeaway from this season?
Yeah, not the way we wanted the season to end, by any means. But you can learn from it. You can learn from it. Allow us to look ourselves in the mirror, see kind of what went wrong, and just how can we grow from it. Use it as motivation to come back, stronger and better. Um, and yeah, it's got to be a situation where you grow from it for sure.
Tyus, when you evaluate your play in the Lakers series, was there anything in particular you thought went wrong for you?
Just didn't make shots. Wasn't making shots. Felt like I was getting good looks. From three, from restricted area. Just wasn't making shots. They were just making it a little difficult on us. We just didn't really catch our rhythm there the whole series, as a whole. And I know for me individually, I just hold myself to a higher standard than that. Felt like I let the team down, not playing up to the standard that I hold myself, and I think it affected us. But it happens. It happens. They did a good job defensively. Not giving us what we were trying to get to. But yeah, at the end of the day, I feel like we were just not making shots. Just didn't really catch our stride or our rhythm in that series, and it got us sent home.
Hey Tyus, after starting towards the end of the regular season there, in place of Ja and playing with that lineup, do you feel like once you went back on the bench, you couldn't have your rhythms, in that first round of series against the Lakers, and it kind of just threw you off offensively?
I think a little bit. Yeah, it's different. I mean, it's different. Different lineups, different rotations, minutes, things like that. So I do think it was a little bit different there, but at the same time, no excuses. You got to be ready to go. It's playoff basketball. It still didn't affect. I mean, I had, again, open looks that I was missing, and so I still got to shoot the ball better, make better plays, better decisions. So I would say a little bit, yeah, to answer your question, but at the same time, I don't think that was the full reason for my performance in that series.
Tyus, for guys like yourself who are key parts of the supporting cast, how tough is it over the last 2 years, to sort of be in that flux, starting some games, coming off the bench, not having consistent minutes? I think it's a total of maybe 46 games where the normal starting five is played over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
What are the challenges that come with that, and how can you guys sort of become a better supporting cast next season knowing that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough to, with the team not being fully healthy, more than, a handful of games, it feels like. You just don't get to really see the full potential of what we can be. You only get a small glimpse of it, and it changes. Again, rhythms, roles, rotations, things like that. You don't really get an extended look at, and that's not easy. But at the same time, I think that's also we use some of that to our benefit. It allowed guys to have increased roles. It allowed guys to step up and to for their name to be called in different situations where it might not usually have been. And it allowed guys to grow from those experiences. So at the same time, it helped us in a way. So yeah, you just got to try to play the hand you're dealt. You're not always going to be healthy. Injuries are a part of the sport, and they're unfortunate, but they're a part of it. And so, we just try to make the most of it.
Avery.
Tyus Taylor Jenkins kind of said, moving forward, that Dez, Ja, Jaren is going to be that kind of big three core as the Grizzlies move forward. I'm wondering, how do you feel about where you fit into the equation there? As far as your role with the team goes, and then even how leadership has kind of been a part of what you do moving forward.
Feel my role's the same as it was this year moving forward. And Yeah, I felt like I took a step forward as a leader this year. Obviously, we have a young team, but that was something Coach challenged me with. You know, when I decided to come back here was continue to try to improve as a leader, be a better leader, be vocal, be more vocal, more consistently. I have the respect of all the guys in the locker room, and I'm thankful for that, but also knowing what that responsibility does, bring as a leader. So continue to try to just take steps forward as a leader. And yeah, that's kind of my main focus.
Tyus, I remember earlier this year we were talking about how your rookie year you had guys like Kevin Garnett, Tayshaun Prince in that locker room in Minnesota. Just wondering, one, how did that shape like you in terms of you becoming the leader that you've become today, and then two, is there anything that you learned from that situation that could help the Grizzlies? It's a lot of talk about veterans being added to the locker room going forward.
They just show me what consistency looks like. You got guys who have played. KG played 20 years in the league. We had Tayshaun played 15 years in the league. Also had Andre Miller on that team, another guy who had a long career. And so they just showed me what consistency looks like. Their work ethic, how they showed up every day. They're the first ones in the gym, last ones to leave. Doing all the little things. And so for myself as a young guy coming in to see the guys who have the longest NBA careers doing all the little stuff, that showed me that those things make a difference. And just how they communicated with everybody in the locker room also is something that I took from them. Just how they knew how to read the room, how they knew how to kind of build relationships with everybody individually, realizing that everyone's not the same. You can't communicate with everybody the same. No one wants a time to kind of verbalize as a leader on the team, knowing when it's time to kind of take a step back and let coach or the staff kind of handle things and things like that. So it's definitely something that now for myself, moving more into a leadership role each and every year, I definitely start to, kind of tap into what I learned and what I remember from my early years in Minnesota for sure. Thank you, guys.